episode 11 of All Become a Villainess. This, my friends, was a really good episode of the show so far. Main reason B is I love when they show the pivot to the Saint, Jill or whatever her name is. Her name's Jill. But when they pivot to the Saint and they show her, basically, I don't know if it's intentional, but using her Saint power and reciprocally or like oppositely, when she uses that Maleficent type power, and the fact that she even has that as an ability is kind of crazy. So I definitely understand when she inhibits or inhabits or exudes the ability to get people on her side, you know, that saintliness. I definitely understand when she exudes and has that power. That makes sense of it being a unnoticed mana seepage from her of goodness that gets people on her side. Like, that totally makes sense to me. The opposite, though, still makes sense, but it's very unique to this character, Liz. What did I say before? Lisa? Did I say Lisa before? I don't even know. But Liz is the character, and she basically has a like silent control on her followers, and because she's exuding this negativity, like this negative aura, it comes in and like a shot cannon, she comes in and is able to kind of like ignite her followers to kind of like do her bidding in a way. So this episode, she goes in and she ignites one of her followers, which was Jane. And this Jane girl goes and attacks Carol, which is this white hair girl, which they've shown in spurts, but they haven't really covered this character. But apparently the pink hair girl who is the Earth user who reports to the Duke, she's her cousin, and she goes and attacks her and cuts her hair and does it in the name of hatred for Alicia. Then she did this in front of everybody and then tries to pin what she did being Alicia's fault, which makes absolutely no sense. And the whole school sees her like cuckoo off her rocker and sees her doing this in the name of Liz against Alicia. And obviously, you know, you all saw it. I think Alicia had a really cool moment this episode. She goes in and she cuts her hair as well to kind of match her and be like, oh, okay, well, if you want to do it to me, I'll do it to myself. I'll kind of show it off, you know, whatever. And she does. And this ignites the rest of the school to kind of, you know, follow her and stuff. There's also a moment where Liz, you know, in a separate scene, Liz tries to reach out to Alicia's attendant, which is Gilly McGilly. And she this time exudes the same power, and he basically like goes like zombie limp mode. And what's cool about that scene, outside of what happened, is that Duke came in to save him and snapped him out of it. So it's like Duke is able to repel whatever she's exuding, and he's catching on that like she's got some kind of something that doesn't sit with him right. So he can kind of tell, like, you know, she omits or has some kind of control to cause people just to like violently, unthoughtfully just follow her. So I like that things are catching on. The negative point that I have to point out is this was episode number 11, and we only have 13 episodes. We have 2 more episodes, so I am just not completely confident or certain we're going to get any kind of tasting good ending. I think they might leave it open, and I don't know if we'll ever get a season 2. But I hope we kind of get some kind of maybe Alicia versus her, or maybe the Saint gets exposed. Maybe we get like some fast forwarding of some romance, and maybe Duke and Alicia kiss or something. I don't know, but maybe we get something that doesn't close the door, but something that at least feels like, okay, we didn't waste our time this season. We got a cool ending. That's what I'm crossing fingers for, at least with this one. But I do like when we pivot towards the Saint and what makes her not saintly. Like, I like that quite a bit. Oh, and the very, very last thing I'll say is I also enjoyed Alicia being called villainous out loud, especially by Duke. He's like, oh, there's my favorite villain. The fact that him and others kind of perceive her and talk to her that way makes her the least villainous. You know what I mean? Although she still has her ways about her trying to be villainous, but the fact that she's like, oh, there's my favorite villain. She's like, if you say it doesn't mean anything. It's so cute. It's very adorable. So yeah, this episode I thought was really good. I'm gonna say this one was like an 8 out of 10. I can find some faults with it, but really I think this was a really enjoyable, good episode of All Become Villainous. All right, my friends, I'm gonna see you guys next week for episode 12 as we jump into the last couple episodes of the season. I'll see you then. Peace.